Hello, ladies and gentlemen. For you guys that don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA DFS content. As always, all these videos to get over to a subreddit. I'll have that link down below. If you're looking for more in-depth content, I'll have my Discord link down below. And if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on Twitter. I'll have that link down below. Let's go over my lineups from yesterday. Where are we? Here we are. Yeah, stacked Dallas, Minnesota, which was what I thought the best, obviously the best game on the slate. But I think the field, Hawks, Raptors are the foremost teams with interest in trading for Anthony Davis. Interesting. I thought the field was kind of underplaying the Buck side. With everyone slamming Minnesota, it kind of made sense to go. If you were doing that, kind of made sense to go all in, right? And I think the Bucks were being underplayed by the field. So I went all in. Obviously, it was a 50-point game by halftime, so I got absolutely nuked. Yeah. My biggest stance on the slate was Alex Caruso at 19% ownership. I talked in my video how they always like to play him, especially up against the Spurs, more minutes than he would normally get, especially up against better teams, and that worked out. Obviously, the game blew out, so he didn't get to those like low 20s minutes, but he crushed. He was like the best value scorer on the slate besides Bones Highland, obviously. Tyler Hero had like 24 fantasy points a half, scored like 5 in the second half. And yeah, the blowout just absolutely murdered me. I feel like I crush this slate if this game's competitive. Everyone was putting up like really good scores. Like Randall, he probably would have went for like 60. Dante probably would have went for like 35. Giannis probably would have went for like 55 plus. Um, Bones did amazing. So you get the point, right? When you go all in on a game and it doesn't work out, you're gonna get absolutely cooked. And I took that chance and didn't work out. Went with McDaniels in this lineup. So yeah, unfortunate. Let's get into the slate. As always, these are like a first look. We're going over the slate for like the first time together. So we'll just hop right in. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game slate. So let's look at the price points. Royce O'Neal is listed as probable. Devin Booker's listed as questionable. Jalen Green is listed as out for this game. So not the matchup I really like to attack here, especially with Detroit getting a lot healthier on the other side of this game. But if we get like Devin Booker out, obviously there's going to be value opening up here. And the main bumps are going to be, Colin Gillespie's going to get the biggest bump. Jordan Goodwin's going to get a significant bump. And then Grayson Allen, Dylan Brooks, of course, are going to get the big bumps as well. Royce O'Neal, too. But I kind of prefer Royce O'Neal when Devin Booker's playing. I feel like he's a lot worse when Devin Booker's out because he kind of needs someone. He kind of needs someone to like ISO and create so they can kick out for him to shoot threes, right? He's not creating his own shots, and this is a really tough spot. So like if Booker's out and Royce is going to get all the ownership here, I think he makes for a great fade in tournaments tomorrow because I think is like I said, like he needs someone out there to help him with his shooting, right? So I would be underweight to that if he's at any sort of ownership. What else do we have here? Colin Gillespie would be a really good point per dollar play at 6.1K. But like I said, I'm a little bit worried about the matchup with these guys. So like you could play the ownership game here if Booker's out. Like all these guys are probably going to be like really, really popular. So you could play the ownership game, be underweight to these guys. It's scary. It's scary, man. Just hope like Detroit blows them out. Really tough matchup. Hope the Suns are inefficient, right? So that's a little bit interesting to me. But like if we're disregarding matchup, like point per dollar stuff, like Gillespie's going to look amazing at 6.1K. Like I said, if we're disregarding matchup, blowout risk, all that stuff, Gillespie would look amazing. I don't love Mark Williams in this spot at 5.7K. Really tough spot for him. I think Booker out also probably hurts him a little bit. But the guys that I would like here quite a bit are, like I said, Gillespie. Dylan Brooks is going to become an absolute usage monster and play huge minutes. He'd be really, really solid. Grayson Allen, still on a minutes limit, but getting up there in minutes. His usage would go up. He'd be a really solid value at 5.2K. Jordan Goodwin would look really, really good for value at 4.4K. I don't think I'd be into too much else, though. I think it's mainly just the main guys that I'm kind of liking here. And just see what the ownership is. The matchup's horrible. The guys that I would be the most comfortable to play at ownership tomorrow would be Jordan Goodwin, Colin Gillespie, and Dylan Brooks. The guys I'd be more interested in fading would be like Royce O'Neal and Grayson Allen. All right, let's move on to Detroit. They're getting fully healthy here, which is amazing to see. Everyone is listed as probable. We have everyone back. So it's going to be tough clicking, Paul Reed. Obviously, he's out of play. Ozzer Thompson's priced correctly. His minutes could be a lot less secure now. Isaiah Stewart is priced correctly, maybe a little bit overpriced. So like, yeah, Jaden Ivey, Ron Holland, all these guys. It just makes like this team impossible to get to. But it's good that they're finally getting healthy. We'll have to see if Duran's going to be on any type of limit. He's coming back from an ankle injury. Those are pretty tough to come back from. But K would be the best play here by far. Phoenix has been really tough against like pick and roll ball handlers, so it's not the best matchup. But yeah, I like Cade up at the top. And if Duran's not on the limit, I like the spot a ton for him. Tobias Harris at 5-2. First game coming back. Keep an eye on if he's on the limit. If he is not on a limit, I think he's a good value. All right, let's move on to OKC. Lou Dort listed as questionable if he's out. It'll be the biggest bump here for Aaron Wiggins. And the slate as it stands right now, we don't have a ton of value on it. So would like some Aaron Wiggins there. Once again, really tough spot here, but he'd be good. A lot of tough matchups on this slate. Yeah, I mean, Houston's a really good team. So like, yeah, if Lou Dort's out, I'm going to like Alex Caruso quite a bit again. Like, really, really like him. I think if Lou Dort's in, I still really like him for value, and I don't think the field's going to get there tomorrow. I think this is a spot where we could see Caruso play low 20s minutes again. So I really like him for value. Matchup, yeah, pretty tough for everyone here. I think SGA is my favorite, followed by probably followed by J-Dub, then Chet. And then Aaron Wiggins, I do like for value if Lou Dort's out. All right, really tough spot for the Houston side of things. This is a really tough for Kevin Durant. Pretty tough for Sengun. I think he's probably my favorite play. Not on a limit anymore, playing big minutes. He probably is the best spot here. So if I were picking anyone, it would be Sengun. Jabari Smith's in a pretty good spot at 6.1K. You want to target like spot up guys up against the Thunder. So I don't mind him with no Tari Eason still. So I think he's pretty sneaky for tomorrow. Reed Shepard is playable at 4.9. He's been getting benched of late. Man, it's tough sledding. I would say Sengun and Jabari Smith are definitely my favorite plays here, for sure. But, like, no must at all. All right, Boston. We do have Jaylen Brown coming back, so I really like Jaylen Brown at 9.9K. It's just like nobody has his role right now in the NBA. Like, he's taking 30 plus, not 30, but like 20 to 25 shots pretty much every single game. Matchup is okay. It's just a pace-up spot up against Miami. They play so fast that there's going to be a ton of points scored. So I really like Jaylen Brown up there. Derek White's too pricey for my liking. Just give me Jaylen Brown for the $1,000 more. Pritchard at 7.3K seems priced correctly with everyone. Everyone else is just like priced up. I think Hauser you can take shots on in large field tournaments. I think Simons is priced correctly, but you could always take shots there. We don't have a ton of value on this slate. He could always play. He's been playing more. They like his defense out there. So, yeah, I think Simons is pretty good. I think he's kind of locked in for pretty much low 20s every single night right now. So, yeah, I like Simons, and I really like Jaylen Brown. All right, moving on to Miami. Davion is doubtful. Everyone else is listed as probable. Jamie is questionable as well. I believe everyone else is probable. Jovic probable. Tyler Hero probable. And then, yeah, with Davion out, the big bumps here is Tyler Hero is going to get a significant bump in his assist percentage because Davion plays so much on ball. You're probably going to see some Drew Smith. We'll see. I would assume Hero just starts at the point here. We'll have to keep an eye. Maybe they move Ware back into the starting lineup. So they could do a number of things here. Just keep an eye on the starting lineup here. Luckily, only one game locks at 7 o'clock. So they could move Ware back in, start Hero at the point. They could move Hero at the point, start Pele. They could do a number of things. But the biggest bumps are, like I said, Tyler Hero. Jamie's going to get a bump at 5.6K, and Pele is going to get a bump. And then you'll probably see Drew Smith in the rotation at 3.2K. So looking at the price points, Bam finally had a massive game. Finally. I've played him like 2 to 3 times this year, and he's just absolutely sucked every single game. Finally had the massive game. He's cheap enough. The matchup's not the best, but he's cheap enough. I'm fine. Like 7K is just way too cheap for Bam. Tyler Hero I love. No Davion. He's playing like close to 40 minutes a game. Matchup, he probably is I would assume the best spot here for Miami in a pace up to like how fast Miami plays. Boston they play so, but Miami plays faster pace. They make everyone else push the pace. So like, I think Hero is fantastic at 6.8K. Norm Powell at 6.4. I'd rather just pay the price point, get up to Tyler Hero, and then yeah, with Davion out, I don't hate Pele Larson. Just keeping on the starting lineup. They start Pele. I like Pele. Wiggins at 5.5K, I think is decent. And then if we get like a random Khalil Ware start at 5.4, I'd feel much better about his minutes. I'm not going to play him off the bench most likely, but would feel better about his minutes there. Yeah, keep an eye on it. All right, Bucks. Giannis is probable. Not the best matchup. Giannis is going to be going up against Wemby. Like everyone's in tough spots here. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's one of the best fantasy basketball players in the NBA. I'm not going to say no to it. You have Miles Turner back, so that's going to hurt Bobby Portis. I do have interest in both Bobby Portis and Miles Turner. I probably wouldn't be playing both together, but the price points are cheap enough to where they're fine plays. And then Kevin Porter Jr. at 8.1K is like decent. Same with Rollins, but no must here. I think Giannis is definitely the best play. All right, moving on to the Spurs. I love Wemby at 9.6K. I think he's probably my favorite spend up 9K and above, so I'm really, really into him. Fox Castle is a really good spot for both of them. I think I prefer Fox between the two. Both good plays to me. Prefer Fox. And then, yeah, you're going to get a ton of minutes for Champagny with no Devin Vassell. I think the price point's getting up there, though. Keldon Johnson playing, 20 to 22 minutes, I think is a good value for this slate. We just don't have any other value. And then Harper, I think, is solid, too. Barnes, if you want to play, I'm sure he'll be out there. It's just not going to do a ton. And that's it, man. This slate's like the worst slate I think I've ever seen in my life. All right, Markkanen sat tonight because they're playing a bad team on a back-to-back. What was I saying? Utah. They're playing the Bulls. He could sit tomorrow up against Dallas too. Like they're not playing him versus good teams. I think he'll play though. I think Nurk probably sits tomorrow. So like if we get Nurk and Markkanen out, Keontae George is going to be one of my favorite plays in the slate. Same with Kyle Filipowski. Ace Bailey could sit on a back-to-back. Kevin Love I would expect to be back. Kevin Love would look great at 4.5K. Just one of their starting lineups. Number of ways this could go. Like if we get Kevin Love out, which I would be shocked if he sat tomorrow. He's going to play tomorrow. So let me rewind there. If we get Markkanen out and we get Nurk out, I love Love. He would probably be the best value play on the slate. I would really like Filipowski. Key would look amazing. Ace, if he plays, would look good. Cody would be playable. I like Walter Clayton Jr. He's been icing Collier of late, and I think that's it. And then if we get Mark in, Nurk out, Love starting, I like Love a lot. I love Mark in this spot. I think Key is still really, really good. And I still like Walter Clayton Jr. I think Ace is still fine. All right, moving on to Dallas. AD has been out the last couple games. He is probably going to be out for tomorrow. PJ Washington, I think, is going to sit tonight. We'll see if he's out tomorrow. Max Christie is doubtful for the game tonight. We'll see if he is back tomorrow. He's dealing with an illness. Brandon Williams is questionable tonight. I think he plays tonight. But let's just say all these Q tags are out for tomorrow. Then Cooper Flagg is probably one of my favorite plays in the slate. Najee Marshall, probably one of my favorite plays in the slate. Daniel Gafford at $5,000 would look great to me. Ryan Nembhard, Jaden Hardy, whoever starts, would be a really good play to me. Klay Thompson, I would really like in this spot. There would be a ton to like here. This game is the best game on the slate. It's not even close. You would have to load up on Dallas. Now, with 80 out, and say we get PJ in, I still love Flagg. I think PJ would be a great play. Najee would be playable. Say Christie's out, I like Klay Thompson. Say Brandon Williams is in. Whoever starts would be playable. I wouldn't get to Hardy in that scenario. So, yeah, tough sledding. You're definitely going to need this game regardless of news. It's by far the best game on the slate to target. Everyone else is in tough spots. It's, pretty easy decision there. Just play that game tomorrow. All right, that's going to do it for the slate. I hope everyone had a great night, and I will talk to y'all later.